Retro anime. How did we find it? How does it hold up? Unpacking the ins and outs of being an old school nerd and proving that 80s kids can't remember a damn thing right. These are the mindless midlife musings of the anime nerd.
Welcome to Mindless Midlife Musings of the Anime Nerd. I'm Rick, and I'm joined by the rest of our panel, Brian, Lynette, and Vic. Hello, everyone.
What's up, everyone?
What's up, y'all?
So as we start zeroing in on our 100th episode, we thought we'd have some fun and force our panelists to name their top 10 anime of all time. So to kind of explain the process, what we're going to do is each of us will have an episode dedicated to our top 10. The panelists will pitch their top 10, talk about their top 10, why it's their top 10. And then after everybody's had a chance to go, we will consolidate those into bracketed tiers or of some kind, however we decide to do it, to then have a voting process between us to whittle it down to a definitive top 10 amongst the four of us. Now, in the instance that we have any ties or anything weird happening, we're going to enlist Andrea, our producer, to be the tie-breaking vote, should that occur. That's kind of the long and short of it. We don't really have a lot.
I think you need to go into detail about her integrity in this.
She is a neutral party in that she probably doesn't like most of the shit in my anime list anyway, so she'll vote for everybody else's. And yeah, so she's gonna be a neutral party to help break any ties, if any occur. So the rule that we had, the only rule that we really came up with definitively was that if more than one person has chosen a specific anime for their top 10, then that anime is automatically moves on.
One step up.
Yeah, it's moved up. It doesn't. It's voided from removal, or however we'll figure that part out.
Now, on the off chance that all four of us vote, does that automatically?
I feel like if on the off chance if all four of us pick the same anime, that's just in the top 10. Like that just made it to the end. Like there's no
Okay.
like none of us are gonna vote against it.
Exactly. Right.
So,
You won, buddy. You're good.
I'm just making sure there's no way for Ponyo to make it onto this list. So.
I don't.
Remember, Akira's on
So-
this list as well.
So the top 10s are not limited to our usual criteria. We're not doing everything before 2000. We are doing our favorite anime, period. All time, anytime, any era, just our favorite anime. The other rules were you cannot choose a franchise. You have to choose an entry. So you cannot pick one specific. You have to pick one specific part of a franchise. You can't
Right.
pick.
So you
just,
can't
I
say
like
Gundam. You have to say Gundam 79 or Gundam
Right.
Seed.
You
Now,
can't
question.
pick just Dragon Ball Z, or you can't just pick Dragon Ball, right? It's got to be Dragon Ball or Dragon Ball Z or Dragon Ball GT or Dragon Ball Kai or Dragon Ball Super or Dragon Ball Elemental P, whatever it is.
We need to go so specific as the arc within it.
I don't think that's necessary because like even a basic series season is going to have several arcs in it. You know, a season can have several arcs. So
Okay.
I don't think the arc's necessary. I think it's just the main line series. And, movies are separate from series. So you like the movie version of Demon Slayer, that's different than the series Demon Slayer. That's a separate thing. I think that kind of covers everything that we basically have laid out at this point. So I'm going to rip the Band-Aid off and be the guinea pig that goes first. So I will
Sexy
be
guinea pig, though.
discussing well, thank you, sir. Thank you. I'll be discussing my top 10, and sort of just to start, I'm just going to go through, I think what I'll do is I'm going to list my top 10, and then I'll just talk about each of them. I'll go through the whole list all at once, and then we'll just talk about it. So my top 10 in no particular order are Dragon Ball Z, One Punch Man, Attack on Titan, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, One Piece, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh!, Gundam Wing, Fist of the North Star, and Super Dimension Cavalry Southern Cross.
Wow.
I'm completely full of shit. That's a totally fake list. You see, none of those made my cut. I just wanted to throw you guys for a loop.
And I tell you, I was worried. I
I
was
was-
scared.
I was terrified when you said Southern Cross. I was like, that's obviously a lie.
There you go.
Because only 3% of
Yeah.
the population likes Southern Cross.
Oh no, yeah, I don't. That's not.
Bro, you
So we're
got
gonna
me
have to
on
do
that
like
one.
a check or something.
Yeah.
Johnny.
Like, I'm mad that he actually had a chance to actually sit down and think of a fake list.
I'm surprised he was able to make it to the end.
I know.
It was yeah. And
You-
honestly, look, hey, nothing against these anime. Each one of them is probably someone's favorite, but none of those are on my list.
Did you actually write those down, or did you
I
just
did. I wrote them down.
You-
There was
you
no
have
way
to-
I was going to remember them all.
did you actually have to practice saying it like a
No, saying it with conviction. No, it's called acting.
Okay, I just want to
say.
just want to make sure.
He doesn't have to
So,
practice
no.
saying it with feeling.
I will. I am going to. All right. So what I am going to do is I do have a top 10, but I do want to do 2 shout outs if that's all right with you guys. These did not make it into my top 10, but they are excellent by every stretch of my imagination. And I want to give them a proper shout out.
I have no problem. I was
So-
going to do honorable mentions as well.
Yeah, these are my honorable mentions. So my first honorable mention is, without a doubt, Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust. This is a gorgeous anime that captures the spirit of like just the gothic aesthetic. Madhouse killed this. The storyline is extremely strong. These characters, they jump off the screen. They're amazing. This movie was awesome.
Yeah, it's beautifully animated.
And saw this movie in theaters, I think
Yes.
with you. And
Yes.
in fact, Vic, yeah, we went all the way to Miami Beach to watch this, if I remember
Mhm.
correctly. It was a
We
whole
did.
thing. It was
It was
great.
like an 11 p.m. showing.
Yeah. It was awesome. I loved it. It was great. It didn't quite make my top 10 for various reasons, but it's absolutely worthy of someone's top 10 and is worth checking out for sure. The next one in my honorable mentions is Kabaneri of the Iron Fortress.
Another good one.
This anime is way better than people give it credit for. It came out at a bad time, in my opinion. It came out at a time when people were all obsessing over like Attack on Titan, and that was problematic for Kabaneri because people started comparing it to that, and that wasn't fair to it. It's so much better than those parts, and it's not an Attack on Titan clone. It's its own thing. It has its own.
Now, what is funny
Yeah.
is that Wit took over.
Right,
Or-
they did,
Yeah.
but
Wait,
no,
did Wit
it's
take over? No, Mappa took over. Wit started.
Mappa.
Wit also
Yeah.
did Attack on Titan, though. They
It's-
did like the first 3 seasons.
so it's so well animated. There's these sequences like when characters move, like their hair moves like naturally
Oh.
through things, and
Mhm.
they're and the train conductor, I can't remember her name. She's so freaking awesome, and just like all these characters are really well plotted and real thought out. And
It was like
It's
Attack
just-
on Titan meets Snowpiercer.
It's more zombies and meets steampunk.
If I had to describe it, yes, it's kind of like that. It's zombie steampunk. But it's awesome, and it doesn't get enough credit because it came out at a time when everybody was comparing it to Attack on Titan, which it doesn't deserve. But the animation's incredible. Character designer is Haruhiko Mikimoto, whom I adore, and the way that the animation studio captured his artwork and brought it to life, it was fantastic. So another honorable mention. It's not my top 10, but fucking hell, it was hard not to put it in my top 10. I'll do a whole review just about that someday, but it's not for this podcast. But
Mhm.
it's worth talking about. So those are my 2 shout outs. Those are the 2 that when it came to doing a top 10, I had to fight with the things that made it into my top 10 as to whether or not I would include them. So my top 10 is comfort food. My top 10 is anime that no matter what's going on in my life, if I'm having a bad day, I just want to chill. I want to watch something. I want to unwind. And I want to have fun, or I want to be entertained. These are the anime I choose. They are all over the place, but the one connective tissue between all of them is they are my comfort food. They are my happy place. When I want to watch something fun, this is what I watch. And first up, at number 10 is Project Echo.
Yeah.
Project Echo is incredible. It's very self-aware. It's well animated. The jokes landed even when I didn't know what the anime they were making fun of was.
Right.
And that was, to me, a testament to it. The characters are great. They are parodies of other characters. This whole anime is a parody, but it's a brilliant parody that handles itself so well. And just they really delivered. Like, the whole animation team on this delivered. And the story following Eiko and her friendship with Siko and her rivalry with Biko, and just all of it was just top-notch stuff. Can't say enough good things about Project Eiko. It's absolutely worth your time.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
Thank you. So coming in at number 9 on my list is Haikyuu. Haikyuu
Move that
is
bitch on up. Move that bitch on up.
Haikyuu. You already stole mine.
Haikyuu is Haikyuu is so fucking good. All right,
Bro, I
it
just
is
saw those feathers and I pissed myself.
I know, right?
I
Ryan
pissed myself.
started getting all giddy.
It is a character-driven piece. It's great. The animation's consistent. It's fun. It's kinetic. Like, honest to God, this anime made me want to play volleyball. This anime made me play volleyball. I joined volleyball leagues because of this anime. I was like, this game looks fun as shit. So I started playing because of this anime. This anime is absolutely great. The team dynamic, each one of these characters, they have these rich backstories and they're really well-written characters. They interact so well. And you learn something every fucking episode. You learn something about a sport that you probably didn't know anything about. Or if you did, you were just glad they were doing it right. And they are doing it right. And that's something that's worth mentioning. Because once I got into volleyball, you realize how much work they put into this and how right it is. And you're just like, shit, this is so good. And honestly, it's just, it got better with every season. Like I never got tired of Haikyuu. It always killed for me.
Way to go. Well, that one's moving on.
So
I can tell you that now.
That was in mine. That was absolutely one of mine. All right. So then coming in at number 8 is Ranma 1/2.
There we go.
I had a feeling this
So-
would be in your top 10.
Ranma 1/2 was instrumental in forming my opinion on anime and how good it can be and what it can be. Telling a unique story, having great comedy elements, having a great love story in there too. The character dynamic between Ranma and Akane was excellent. I struggled because I was like, man, I love the movies for this, but the series really drove it home for me. So I ultimately chose the series, Ranma 1/2. The original one, the new one's good, but the original 1989 holds my heart. The characters are just great. And even the dub of it, which is one of the first versions I watched, it held up for me. Characters were really well handled. Viz knew what they were doing. And they knew they had gold when they got the Ranma 1/2 license.
And they held on to that IP forever.
They have. And it's
Hey,
proven.
I just
Yeah.
want to thank you for graphics that you're choosing.
Thank you. You're very welcome. So
Like,
yeah,
if somebody- Like when Lynette does 3x3 eyes and she hits me with a wooden vagina, I'm going to be terrified.
You know, as often as Brian talks about 3x3 eyes, I'm pretty sure it's going to land in his top 10.
Sure is, buddy.
Oh
is.
man. All right. So next up in my top 10 is what am I at? Number 7. Number 7 in my top 10.
We'd be doing like drum rolls or something.
I don't think that's necessary. So number 7 in my top 10 is Plastic Little.
Oh, another beautiful one.
Plastic Little is my chicken noodle soup. When I want to sit down and just veg out for a quick 30 minutes, Plastic Little is what I watch. The animation's insane. The animation's insane. It's a strong piece of work. It got a bad rap because of the boobs. There's breasts in it, and the breast physics are whatever. They're amazing, of course, but the characters are strong. And to me, you feel their friendship and unity. You feel that they're a crew that have been together for a while. You get that vibe pretty quickly and pretty easily. And I appreciate what it does with its very limited amount of screen time. Also, it does something that I absolutely love when animation does, and it's they gave a shit about every single technical detail in their animation. There are things like tons of little parts and things that move and work together. There are
And jiggle.
the buttons and the and the buttons and the knobs and the things. All of the mechanics in this, they have a purpose, right? If a door opens, there's latches that move and mechanisms that put them in place. All the hardware looks like it's been built. Like there's screw knobs and things that the world is very technically thought out, right? Everything like in these shots I'm showing, like the missile bays, they open up with the right kind of mechanics you would expect for this sort of thing to work. The doors latch. There's it's so technically well done for such a short piece of anime that gets a lot of heat because it was one of the few anime that had a jiggle counter back in the day.
It was the first one.
There you go. But it's to
Which
me,
one?
It was the first one with a jiggle counter from ADV.
Yeah. I mean, everything about it. Like there's just so much work and love that was put into this. And to me, it is a, it's a silly little story, but it's world building to me. And I loved
Beautifully animated too.
I loved every stitch of it, every single cell from it. To me, it's pure comfort food. So that's my number 7. It's worth your time. Coming in at number 6. Oh boy, number 6.
Uh-oh.
I don't even know where to start with number 6. Well, let's start here. Number 6.
There we go.
Gunbuster. Holy shit, Gunbuster. I can't. What do you say about Gunbuster?
Everything.
Gunbuster is one of those science fiction. It's one of those science fiction anime that just elevates everything.
Everything else.
Everything about it. The science fiction in it is so good. The mechanics of it are amazing. The animation's incredible.
Look at how it's rapping just now. Ah.
It's all so well done, and it's such a melodrama, but it's a really well conceived melodrama. And you're in the ride, and if by the end of it you didn't have some emotions, then you need to check yourself out because something's wrong with you. Because there's the heartstrings that they pull on you at the end of this are insane. It's amazing. It's strong. It's so good. It's worth every minute of your time. The choice that they did to do a black and white episode as a choice, that was brilliant. It was brilliant. And again, I can't stress enough. The science fiction in this is so good. They shrunk a planet and made it into a bomb. Like that's some next level crazy science fiction shit.
Yeah. While Dragon Ball is just splitting planets in half. No. We're going to use this motherfucker.
Yeah. So it's Gunbuster's so damn good. It's so much better than it has any right to be. And if you're not watching it, boy, you're missing out because it's so fucking good.
God, it really is.
Buy it. It's worth buying. And it's available. You can get it. I think it's still on Animagos. Whoever the hell's got it right now. It's everywhere. Go get it. All right. Number 5. Number 5 in my top 10 is Your Name. Makoto Shinkai's Your Name.
Another beautifully animated one.
This anime fucked me up when I first watched it. I was blown away by it. I did not know what to expect, just that everybody had been loving it, everybody had been talking about it, and I hadn't watched it. And I didn't get around to it until middle of COVID, and I sat down to watch it. And it blew me away. It blew me away with an incredibly well-written story. It's a little bit, maybe a little bit The Lake House, maybe a little bit, I don't know. But it's so good. And what it does with its story is brilliant. These characters switching bodies at random and having to learn to live in each other's lives. It's so well handled. It's just so fucking good. It's gorgeous. Makoto Shinkai's work is always known for having some of the most amazing visuals. The backdrops are always breathtaking. And Your Name really took it to 11. So you need to watch it. If you haven't seen it, go watch it. What are you even listening to this show for? Number 4. Number 4 on my list was Spirited Away.
Here we go.
Hayao Miyazaki.
Here we go.
Hayao Miyazaki, Spirited Away. The story of Chihiro traversing the spirit world to try and save her family, who have been turned into pigs. Making a deal with Yubaba to help maintain a bathhouse to win a chance to get her family free. It's fucking amazing. It won a freaking Academy Award for a very good reason, because it's just that fucking good. It's masterful. It's one of my favorite Miyazaki films ever made. Just what do you say about it if you haven't seen it? What are you even doing? Are you an anime fan? Like, go watch Spirited Away.
That's okay. I mean, you just can't call yourself an anime fan until you see it.
It's such a strong piece of work. And as always, Miyazaki delivers. His imagination is insane. I don't know what the dude smokes, but he needs to keep smoking it because it keeps working for him. And he keeps
it could be
churning out.
opium. It
could be. It could be. But yeah, the story of Chihiro and her transformation into Sen, and of course, how can you not talk about No Face, who is just amazing.
Look, you've terrified some people as No Face a few Halloweens.
I have absolutely done that, and I have no regrets. Yeah, go ahead, Brian.
You don't understand. I'm like, as we're going through this, I'm watching everybody else's face and their reaction to it. If you had went through number 3 without even saying No Face, Lynette was going to hire a hitman for you.
Yeah. No Face is so good. He's easily my favorite character in the movie. He's such a great allegory for what it is to be, what greed is, and the corruption of greed, and being stuck in an environment where those pressures are, can transform you into something you're not, to a bit of a monster. It's great. It's brilliantly done. It's so good. And the dub's fantastic, by the way. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. It's one of their best pieces. So it's great shit. Number 3. All right. Number 3. Here we go.
Dun, dun, dun.
Number 3 is...
Because we're going to have to... Now I got to go watch it again.
So good. Number 3.
I knew this one was going to end up on your list, too.
Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind. Nausicaa of the Valley of the Wind is the story of Nausicaa, the titular character, and her connection to the jungle, the toxic jungle, and the wasteland of the world. And she's a pacifist living in a world that's being torn apart by war, and she's trying to keep her valley at peace and safe while dealing with giant insects. And it's my favorite Miyazaki movie. It's absolutely my favorite piece of work from him. It does so much for environmentalism. It does so much for conservation. It does so much for pacifism and peace and trying to understand each other and find common ground and all these things. And she's a model that you want to, aspire to be like. I aspire to be like her. I aspire to have her strength. Nausicaa's ability to try and see the good in everyone and try and find the middle ground and try and be that person. And I myself, most days, am ready to just be a fire demon. Bless the shit out of the world. She's the kind that would stand in front of you and tell you to stop, and you have no power to fight against that because she's just that kind of person. It's amazing. It's an amazing piece of work. It has affected me so much that I've watched it more times than I can count. Oh. All right. The top 2 are going to take a little more out of me here. All right.
Okay. You need us to hold your hand.
Well, there's a lot to say here.
Okay.
Okay, guys. Number 2, my top 10 anime of all time is Golden Boy.
Absolutely.
All right. Golden Boy. What do you say about Golden Boy? It's 6 episodes. It's tiny. It's a short watch.
It's educational.
It's educational. It's hilarious. It's what makes Golden Boy work is that it is not afraid to be controversial. It's not afraid to show you something sensual. It's not afraid to titillate. It's not afraid to make you laugh. But what elevates Golden Boy for me is that what elevates it for me is that Kentaro is probably the best written male character I've ever seen. Like, he's the most accurately written guy I've ever seen, ever. Even at our most noble, men are always a little bit silly. We're a little bit pervy. We're a little bit fun. We're a little bit angry. We think we're more badass than we are. We're all of these things.
I would appreciate it if you not give away the secrets of being a dude.
We are.
No, I need you to go on with that because even as we watch the videos, I'm sorry, but even as we watch it, there are moments. If you have ever been a guy and you've done something and you start singing music in your head like a theme song, right? Kentaro, the closest thing I can say to Kentaro, he's fucking crunk.
He does, yeah. He's his own. He is easily the most accurate male character I've ever seen. Right, every one of us, every guy is Kentaro, and anyone who isn't is lying, because we're all like this. We're all goofs. We're all a little dumb. We all think we're hot shit. Sometimes we all know we're not hot shit when we're honest with ourselves. We are all horn dogs, varying degrees. And we're not all of those things all at once, right? Like, sometimes we're a little bit more of one thing than another. Sometimes Kentaro is genuine and endearing, and he's kind. He's kind when it matters. And he's kind to Flower Girl, right? And sometimes he just can't control himself, and he's an absolute horn dog. And he's desperate to impress a girl, and he wants nothing more than to be a badass.
He will make a fool of himself.
Right. He'll make a
fool
a complete ass of himself for the benefit of trying to. We're laughing at the clip. It's Kentaro swimming.
I gotta keep going.
We are as men are dumb. We're very dumb, and we will commit to the bit. Like, once we've bitten off more than we could chew, we're too proud to admit we were wrong. We're gonna continue on. And we get ourselves into really stupid situations because of it. Sometimes we follow our dick a little too far.
When we have these moments, boy, when we shine. Oh, man.
So, yeah, Kentaro's easily takes my second spot because he is one of the best written characters I've ever seen. Every hero's journey, they're all great. You love your Frodos, you love your Luke Skywalkers, all of that, but they're not real, you know? A real guy, a real dude is a real idiot. And that's what we are. We're just idiots. We have different kinks, sure, but we're all Kentaros, all of us. So
you really have to have that statement with the bidet scene?
So yeah, that said, man, Kentaro takes the number 2 spot in my top 10.
We are Kentaro, toilet water in our mouth. You're right. You got it, dude. You've all been there.
Oh, Jesus. So yeah, and of course it should come as
no
no
surprise.
to all of you at all that my number 1, of course, is Super Dimension Fortress Macross. The series, not Do You Remember Love. Specifically the series. It's what made me an anime fan. Period. This was it. It had everything. It had every trope. It broke barriers. It's done it all. First anime, first cartoon I ever watched with permanent character death. First cartoon I ever watched with women in command. First cartoon I ever watched with interracial relationship. First cartoon I ever watched with a black woman running a ship. That was amazing. I'd never seen that before in my life. First anime with incredible technical design. The Valkyries were top notch. Could not be compared to. Yeah, the action sequences were incredible. It was amazing. It was fantastical. It did it all, right? It was a love story. Teenagers growing up in a war-torn world and having to learn to make their way through it and having to try and understand each other and growing into full-fledged adults by the end of it. It had character growth. It was serialized. It was the first cartoon I ever seen that was serialized. I couldn't miss an episode. I had to watch it. Otherwise, I'd miss something. I don't know what else to tell you guys about Super Dimension Fortress Macross, other than, everything else has been touched by it. The people that worked on this, they worked on everything. They've probably worked on your favorite anime. Somebody from this team has probably worked on your favorite anime. And
a lot of them still are.
if not, one of them worked with someone that worked on your favorite anime. Yeah, a lot of them are still around. They're still doing their thing. The Atano Circus.
Wow.
You ever seen a missile barrage? It came from Macross. This changed the game. And even as Robotech, it was that. It was still the most incredible, amazing things you'd ever seen. It wasn't a Transformer. It wasn't Optimus Prime. It wasn't Bumblebee. You were the Transformer. You got to pilot a Transformer. Like you were. It's what made it different. It wasn't an autonomous, sentient thing. It was you. You were in charge of your destiny. You were the pilot. And it predated Top Gun. It predated Stealth. It predated all those other movies that alluded to, the idea of being a fighter pilot. This was it. This was the one that started it all. The idea of music as a weapon, music being able to bridge the divide between fighting forces, rooted in reality, something that genuinely happened during World War II. And they took that idea and they said, what if it worked like on a larger
What if
scale?
it worked? What if it actually worked?
What if it actually did it? What if it actually stopped it? And it ran with it. The idea of human culture persevering over insurmountable odds. All of that is what made Macross Macross, man. All of that is what made it so iconic and so powerful and made it my titular #1 anime comfort food. I can watch any episode of this anytime.
I gotta hand it to you. I think we have a new something else we can do on this one as well.
Yeah.
We you did honorable mentions,
Yeah.
but we should even do what are we surprised is not on the list?
Well, you know what? I'm happy to have that discussion because I burned through my top 10 in a little over 30 minutes. So I've got plenty of time to talk here, guys. So
I can tell you, there's one that I am. First of all, let me say this:
yeah, go ahead.
in going through your list, I can see the person who you are. Right?
Right.
Like
Appreciate that.
we should possibly make a haiku, some type of haiku about this, using all the names and put it in there. If this was an algebraic formula of the man who I've come known for so many years, I could see everybody here. Like Macross. Yeah. We haven't even gotten to the good news about Macross. But I can see why it's here. Golden Boy, Buster. Yeah. The one I'm shocked that's not here,
Yeah.
Street Fighter.
I'm not.
It's fair.
I'm shocked. Do you remember Love is not on there?
Well, I had to choose between the two, man. So between
It's
the two,
just I know
chose-
how much money you've spent throughout the years on Do You Remember Love? Because I
He was
spent almost an
bitter.
equal amount.
He was bitter. He said that bitter. You know
You-
what? Fuck you.
Do you
Because-
remember Love? Do you remember Love is a visual feast? If I'm being honest, its story doesn't hold a candle to what SDFM does with it. Right? The character assassination that happens in in Do You Remember Love to people like Roy.
Mhm.
He's relegated to being a drunkard, and that's not who he is at all. If you watch Macross, he's so much more of a Big Brother figure. He's so much more of someone you aspire to be like, right? Which is why
Much
it
more of
affects
a
Hikaru.
pineapple salad guy.
Which is why it affects Hikaru so much when Fokker, gets taken out. Because you spend a lot more time with that character. He's not just a drunkard talking about how to take advantage of women. He's got a lot going on. And not just him, right? Like all the other characters, they don't get nearly enough to do in the movie. The movie's gorgeous. Formulaically, the movie is absolutely miles ahead of the series. But the series made me fall in love with the franchise. And the series is what kept me coming back. The series made these characters real for me in a way that the movie just couldn't do. So yeah, there's some things about the movie that are improvements. Like I said, obviously the visuals,
Slap.
the music, the slap. But, Macross was, it had a lot of production problems. It dealt with a lot of issues. It couldn't overcome some of them. Some of the scenes were really, really bad. But it made up for it with a strong storyline, strong character development, and ultimately just a really good resolution, in my eyes.
So how did Street Fighter not make it down there?
Street Fighter did not make the cut because look how much other good shit's on this list. Like when I sat down and I started thinking about this list, and Street Fighter was on this list several times. Street Fighter 2, the animated movie, was on this list several times. It wasn't even a competition with any of the other versions of Street Fighter 2 or Street Fighter. It's Alpha, no. The 2V, no. Like none of those could touch it. And what was the other one? Generations, that was a no. Like they couldn't touch 2. 2 was.
If you say what is the other one, it doesn't even matter.
Exactly.
2 was peak. 2 was peak. It was amazing. And yeah, I watched the hell out of that. I've wore out my VHS copy of that thing for certain. But ultimately, when I looked at anime that I fell in love with the characters, anime that I could watch these people live forever. Like I could just continue to watch these series. Street Fighter 2 wasn't on that list for me. And I don't know if it's because as I've matured, Street Fighter itself as a game I've fallen out of love with it. Mostly because of the way it's like I hate Street Fighter 6. Sorry, it sucks. And then Street Fighter 5 was abysmal. I couldn't get into it.
So you punished Street Fighter 2?
So I think watching the franchise as a whole like kind of fall apart, like kind of made me fall out of love with it as much love as I was as I am with some of this other stuff. But it's still great. It's just and when I revisit that anime now, I'm more inclined to fast forward to the good parts, right?
Yeah.
Like sit down and watch it as a whole is not something I'm as quick to do now.
Mhm.
I don't know. I don't know if that's just because I watched it so much, but I've watched everything on this list
A lot.
Okay,
well, so yeah. So it's all comfort food. And you'll notice a lot of things aren't on this list. One Piece is not on this list. I am a self-proclaimed pirate of the highest order, and I love good pirate media. One Piece is beloved by many. It's not on this. Attack on Titan, it's not on this list. People love Attack on Titan.
have you seen all the episodes of One Piece?
No, sir. No,
Okay.
sir. That's why it's not on the list.
There you go.
I couldn't be roped into it as a pirate fanatic. I couldn't be roped into watching all of One Piece.
And you've had 20 plus years.
That kind of says something in and of itself. But like a lot of I realized that with my list, it was my comfort food anime, as I said. It wasn't I'm not trying to be like a hipster. It wasn't like, oh no way, I'm not gonna pick these because these are all the most popular ones. It wasn't like that. I actually went through and I gave a fair shake to a lot of these. I revisited anime that I thought were great and then kind of like rewatched it and go, it wasn't all that good. And then I watched some stuff and I was like, damn, that was a lot better than I thought. One of those was Cabaneri. I'd forgotten how much I loved it. And I watched it again and I was like, fuck, this was a really good story. The story of Mume is it's great. It's her anime. So, but then like some of the other stuff I tried like Blue Sub 6. I used to love Blue Sub 6. It didn't age well for me. Couldn't do it. So I did go back and try and redo a lot of stuff. And these were the ones that when I looked at my collection of anime, I was like, yeah, these are the ones that get the most play. These are the ones that I'll watch. Like somebody picks a random Ranma episode, I don't even care what episode it is or what season it is or whatever.
It's getting watched?
Yeah. whoa, well, let's watch that. And the same holds true for Haikyuu. Holy shit, Haikyuu came out of nowhere with me. I did not expect that at all. And then I started watching that. I'm like, this is fucking amazing. Hinata's energy is infectious. And you want to be friends with someone that cares about something that much. I think it was awesome. So yeah, it's easy for me to fall into rewatching me over and over again and being content doing so. Dragon Ball Z is not on the list. I watched the shit out of Dragon Ball Z. You know, it was absolutely a moment in time. I watched it when Cartoon Network got a hold of it, and we were having to watch it every day.
All different versions of it.
Watching for
It's the same
75
fucking thing.
episodes straight for Frieza to die. Like, we just, I want all of that. And Dragon Ball was amazing, but it didn't make my list because when you really look at it, there's a lot of not great shit happening in Dragon Ball. You spend a lot of time not doing anything. And that's what these anime aren't like that. These anime are I'm never bored with them. Particularly like the Miyazaki stuff or Gunbuster or, Golden Boy. I don't care what's going on. If somebody's like, you want to watch Golden Boy? I'm like, oh, we're all ready for it. Let's go.
I think he did a phenomenal job, sir. I think he did
Thank
a
you.
phenomenal job.
You just made everyone else look bad. Thanks.
No, I wanted to establish what we, try and do, like how we try and discuss these things. So, yeah, I guess these top teners might be a little short since we run through them pretty quick.
No, if we get them right, yeah.
But that's
I'll come out
okay.
back to back. That's the reason why we're doing this.
That's why we're doing it, right? We're just having some fun talking about it. So yeah, I don't know, man. That's kind of that's it. These are my 10. I could have easily done 20. And there would have probably been a lot more. Street Fighter 2 might have made the cut. You know what I mean? But yeah, there's no way. At 10, it was hard. I had an easy time with my top 5. That wasn't difficult. I had an easy time with my top 8. Getting those last 2 spots was the hardest part. Because then I ran out of room. Then I was like, shit, there's a lot of stuff on here. And while I love Street Fighter 2, it's not Gunbuster. Like, there's no way it's going to make that. It's not going to push that off the list, right? It's not better than, so.
I think we want. I think you did it right in terms of how you said it. It's a comfort thing. But more importantly, it shows your mindset for how you did it, and I love the theme of it. If it was like a course meal, I could see how you got to every last bit of it. Oh,
yeah, it was a difficult choice, right? I could have I thought about doing it a couple different ways, like top 10, based on like the top 10 most critically acclaimed, or top 10 like highest grossing in. I could have very easily done top 10 fan favorite anime, or things like that. But I did want to make it a personal list. I wanted it to be a reflection of my particular individual distinctive tastes. And, see how it lands. And I'm open to the listeners. I want to hear from everybody on that one. Why am I an idiot? Let me know. Let me know why your favorite anime didn't make my cut and why it's your comfort food. And I think that's going to be my question. And however you guys structure your top 10s, that is entirely on you.
Oh, yeah.
For me, this is it. This is my chicken soup for my soul, as it were. So yeah, that's it. We're gonna go back to a couple episodes of regular anime, and then we'll pick up another top 10. Who's going next on the top 10s?
That'll be me.
Is it gonna be Brian? All right.
Yeah, I already claimed last though.
We'll do a couple anime, and then we'll watch. We'll talk about Brian's top 10. So I guess that'll do it for this show. That'll do it for today's show. So until next time, keep calm and always take time to enjoy some comfort food.
You've just been privy to the mindless midlife musings of the anime nerd, presented by Geek Grotto. For show notes and corrections, or for general geeky fun, you can visit our website at geek-grotto.com. If you're listening to us on your favorite podcast app, please like, follow, and subscribe.